Campers, it's me, Ari Lehman, the first Jason Voorhees. From Friday the 13th, I'm here with AJ, and he's got the juiciest slice ready for you. It's dripping with blood. Jason never dies.
What makes a horror film kill memorable, terrific, even in some way profound or poignant? Let's explore. Thanks for checking this out. If anything about it trips your fancy, please like, subscribe, and share.
Oh, it's like being stabbed in the ears.
Without further ado, a hallmark of the Killer in the Woods variety of slasher film, there's the requisite campfire scene. Only this one has the added flourish of a song performed by Counselor TP.
As one by one.
During this number, we're given flashes.
And chose to take chances.
Of what?
Dragged into the night.
Many are in for, and this before the transgression that inspires it all. So inevitability permeates the air. Another summer of camp is drawing to a close, well into the fall.
Tomorrow, your parents will be up to spend the last weekend before Thanksgiving and my winter vacation.
And a group of soon-to-be departing campers. For home, they're departing for home. No children get sliced and diced in this movie. The campers get a proper send-off from camp director Max.
My story deals with a man who used to live in that old dilapidated house behind those trees.
He recounts the tale of a mad farmer who, for no apparent reason other than
He was an evil man.
axed his entire family to death.
Then, with his bloodlust awakened, he walked down the hall to his son's room.
Took no measures to conceal his crimes.
Then he calmly walked into the tavern, lifted the bloody axe onto the bar, and ordered himself a drink.
And then was surprised when he became the quote-unquote victim of vigilante justice.
10 men jumped and dragged him screaming to the nearest tree. One of them grabbed the bloody axe and swung it at the farmer's head, leaving a deep, bloody gash.
As these backwood legends go,
Next morning, when they went to cut him down, he was gone.
he vanished, never to be seen again. But on certain nights,
He's out there stalking in the woods.
Max saves his name for a big reveal.
His name is Mars. Madman Mars.
So, Madman Mars was a real stinker, and this happens to be the anniversary of his horrific crimes.
Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, it was the same night as tonight.
Like rotten milk, the sinister Mr. Mars hasn't improved with age, and if anything, he's even more curdled, taking his killing spree beyond family annihilation to strangers who committed the irredeemable crime of not preventing a young man from being, oh no, an annoyance.
Here we are! Come and get us, madman!
I'm as against the wanton destruction of property as the next guy, but the resulting massacre is the definition of overkill, and
Really out of line.
Counselor Betsy soothes a terrified child.
It's just a figment of Max's imagination. Something he made up to scare you, that's all.
Oh, he sure did that all right. I was so scared I couldn't open my eyes.
And, giving early insight into her conviction, offers a firm reassurance.
And it's all right. Nobody's gonna come and get me and chop off my head.
Don't worry, honey, nobody's gonna hurt you. I'll make sure of that, okay?
Not one to shy away from confrontation, she chastises her summer boyfriend.
Well, if it isn't the big brave man who scares little girls to tears. Proud of yourself?
And he makes it personal.
Same time.
No, TP, I don't think so. Not tonight.
Come on, Betsy, you know you're not going to want to see me once we get back to the city.
She's in a love triangle with TP and TP's possessiveness.
I need some breathing room.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you recognize the signs of a possessive male.
If the possessiveness would take a hike, TP would have a shot.
Yes, sir.
The display of disrespect by Richie to a child-killing domestic abuser is apparently enough to stoke some real rage in the malcontent. The anniversary must make him sensitive. and the legend proves not at all make-believe when he breaches the camp and pulls Excalibur from the stone. Or the Out in the Boondocks equivalent. Meanwhile, TP offers a heartfelt mea culpa.
You all witnessed a scene between Betsy and me that should have never happened.
Smoothing things over with Betsy.
I'd like to publicly apologize to Betsy and to the rest of you for subjecting you to my petty and selfish attitude.
And that quickly and slickly leads into the hot tub.
Got no words to say it.
And, after an odd bit of playful choreography,
Love, get a grip on us too. Don't need words to know.
that I assume is a scintillating form of foreplay,
Don't need words to know how I feel about you.
since bunnies are gonna bunny.
With all the stars in the sky.
There's a
Peeping Tom, eh?
but they don't notice as they bring things up to a boil. Well, Betsy is only able to reach a simmer.
I was right in the middle. You didn't let me finish.
I wondered the statistical likelihood the man in a love scene also sang the song accompanying the smashing. That has to have some significance.
Oh, Lord.
As the night played out, as prognosticated, the whole lot is picked off one by one as Madman Mars explores various methods of mayhem and butchery, from hanging to axe attacks to miscellaneous. With everyone getting picked off and perhaps feeling challenged because of something Stacy said before going off to her death.
I think we should both stay here.
Well, Betsy, that's the difference between you and me. You're content to sit behind and I'm not.
Betsy takes a proactive approach. Putting a slaughtered friend's corpse to malevolent use, Madman wickedly toys with her. And she makes the call to
Wake everybody up!
for a full-on bug-out.
Okay, let's go. There's no time to change. Come on, get your coats on. Let's go. Boys, leave everything and get to the bus right now. Come on, let's go.
Madman strikes. But Betsy is able to keep her ward safe by beating him off. That didn't sound right. Repelling him with force. Then she makes another call.
Gotta see if anybody's alive. Drive directly to the police station. Don't stop for anything.
That will turn out less wise.
Get moving!
In what will prove a vain and futile bid to reclaim some peace of mind, she steadfastly makes her way inside Madman's house. As disapproving of trespassing as he was of getting a rock flung through his window. The brute silently stalks her as she explores. Despite the nerves of steel it took to enter that place, the whole situation has her a little jumpy. Out of the darkness, Madman appears as she's forced to reload. With him closing in, my suggestion would be to run, but Betsy is a bit of a deer in headlights and lets him get close enough to give her a hearty swat and drag her off to the basement, where he offers up a little Texas Chainsaw Massacre treatment. Betsy's dying act makes Madman's triumph at best a Pyrrhic victory. as his house burns to the ground. From broken window to house burning down, I don't think it was worth it, but what do I know? From there, he's left to wander the woods, looking for minor offenses to justify killing.
God help us!
What makes this exit extraordinary is that it throws notions of honor in the face of the audience, and dashes expectations that Betsy will somehow best the rampaging berserker, and prevail over the calamitous situation in which she is mired. Although they often do, there is no hard rule that final girls have to survive. Many may make it through one entry only for that to be rectified, at least from the killer's perspective, in the next. But there are plenty of notable examples of those who didn't make it through their movie. At some point I'll need to talk about Joanne from The Dorm That Dripped Blood. No particular reason. Slasher films definitely follow the "and then there were none" template to decimate their victim pool, and that formula so often includes a survivor girl, and maybe even her love interest getting a pardon, it becomes somewhat easy to take for granted that sometimes no one makes it to the end, and for that reason this one hits hard. Consider its direct contemporary, The Burning, which for the most part took a far more kosher approach. Not only does Todd Best kill her Cropsey, ending the terror for good, Counselor Michelle isn't even around to be imperiled.
I hate it.
Word of mouth kept these low-budgeters alive, and it was risky ending on such a down note, but perhaps that was where Madman excelled by strategically foretelling the dire fates of those involved. The approach mitigated expectation and allowed for the darkest outcome. What makes it all the more tragic is that after she had shown that she had a good level head on her shoulders, Betsy's actions fly in the face of reason. Well, other than her engaging in an unsatisfactory tryst with TP. This is not the time to play hero, yet off she goes to her doom. Are her actions courageous, admirable even? Her motives pure? Yes, yes, and yes. The problem is they are pointless.
I've got to find the others.
Even if some of her friends are still alive, what can she, a petite woman with no combat survivalist skills, do that is better than seeking help? Facing off with Madman in hopes of saving her friends is immeasurably brave, but also incalculably stupid for one simple reason. Even with a rifle and a sheath knife, she is hopelessly outmatched. I am an adamant believer in the strength of women. Check out my Just Before Dawn video, but that also includes being aware of limitations. I don't think I'd be going out on a limb to say a man likely wouldn't fare much better in the situation. No matter her fortitude, Madman Mars is a beast of untold strength, and he dispensed with everyone else quite easily. Why would Betsy be the exception? This might be revealing the pitfalls of being in love.
There are things that I like about him. When we're alone, he's soft and tender. I don't know, it's so confusing.
Because perhaps the one she's really seeking to save is TP, which would say a lot about the apparent upsides of his sometimes domineering personality, since I don't know too many women willing to throw away their lives for a guy who doesn't even let them reach orgasm.
Damn!
In the end, heedlessly jumping headlong into the fray wasn't the smartest plan. Betsy would have been better served staying out in the open and doing some reconnaissance before racing into peril.
Let's just say I hate saying goodbye.
What proof was there anyone was alive? Sometimes, without proof of life, the risk just isn't worth it. And when the odds are so stacked, it's never the right decision to make your safety secondary. And that was Betsy's mistake, relegating her own safety to the back burner, which got her goose overcooked. I don't think it would be nitpicky to say that against such insurmountable odds, the smarter move would have been to vamoose and get to safety. Betsy braved an unwinnable situation. Rifle or no rifle, Madman Mars was always going to have the upper hand in his tramping grounds. What she does is sort of tantamount to leaping into raging rapids after a friend who was swept away. Even with the life preserver of the rifle, she was getting swept away too. Because that's the thing. Mars is depicted more as a force of nature than a mortal man. The dude walks around the woods in the fall barefoot, if that tells you anything. No one would have faulted her for not jumping in the rapids, so to speak. Betsy should have heeded Stacy's advice to TP.
The biggest test is letting go, not holding on.
And known when to let go. Well, I've about reached the end of the rope, so I won't leave you dangling. Thanks for hearing out my ramblings. And please share any refutations, opinions, accusations, japes, and other ideas in the comments below. And please join me for whatever I'm up to next time. Bye now.
Bye.